Guys, this video is brought to you by freedomraffle.org. They are giving away a brand new Tesla Model S Plaid. We love doing giveaways and we love it when you guys win these cars. So head to freedomraffle.org to support our Afghan allies and hopefully win a brand new Plaid.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. My name is Zach and behind me is the 2023 Kia Sportage EX all-wheel drive in a hybrid, which is unique because they've previously made this car in a front-wheel drive model, and now they're offering it in all-wheel drive for the hybrid for the 2023 model year. So what we're going to do here for our MPG loop today is we're going to start here in Wellington, Colorado, head from here to Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's about 58 miles round trip. Head back here and we're going to fill the car back up with gas again. So we're going to start with a full tank. We're going to use our 2-click method here to fill it up. So what we do with that is we fill it up with gas, wait for that first click, wait 30 seconds, then top it off. And then we'll head up to Wellington, or excuse me, Cheyenne, hit the turnaround in Cheyenne, come back here to Wellington, top the car off again at the same gas station. You'll notice we're at a Shell today. Normally we're at the Come and Go across the street. Come and Go's out of gas, but this is literally right across the street, so it's the same setting, same starting point as all of our other MPG loops. And the reason why we do an MPG style loop is because we're going to offset any efficiencies that we might have, which is, you know, crosswinds, tailwinds, traffic, things like that. We're going to keep it at 70 miles per hour and hit the highway. This car is rated at 38 highway, 38 city, 38 overall. So let's hit the road and see what kind of MPG we're going to get out of this 2023 Kia Sportage. Let's go ahead and fill this thing up. This thing, it's been pretty efficient. I've been driving around for a couple of days now. It's been pretty efficient around town. I seriously doubt I'm going to put that much gas in it. I also haven't driven it very much either. But I've driven it to the store, things like that, to try to get familiarized with it. So there's our first click at 1.152 gallons. And they usually fill these up before they give them to us. So, okay, so a couple things I really like about this Sportage. One, the price point's great. All-wheel drive, $33,000 is tested. I love the display in here. It's very similar to my Ioniq 5. It's something that Kia is doing. So this is like a nice curved unit. It's not very as curved as like the Cadillac Escalade, but you know, they do incorporate these black bezels to kind of make you feel like the illusion of having a larger screen, but you're not. But the screen is still fairly large, but this is not one continuous display. These are two separate displays between the gauge cluster and the infotainment here. One thing I just don't find very intuitive with this car is this is the same in the Kia EV6 as well. When you press this button, it changes these controls to these haptic feedback buttons here to radio controls, and then you press it again, it goes to climate. You know, they're trying to make the best use of the space, but I have found myself touching this knob thinking it was on volume and it was actually on climate, and cranking the AC all the way down. All right, so enough about the car and about what I like about it. This is not really a review video of the car. This is more of an MPG loop. So let's go ahead and walk you through what we're going to be doing today. It is very hot outside. It's 100 degrees, not much wind. I would say there's about a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I'll check the weather later and get us the exact direction of that wind, but we're going to head from here, and we're going to be heading to the Loves is a good waypoint. We're not really stopping at the Loves, but that's where we usually go to, which is in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So it's right here, number 1, right before the turnaround. That's where we hit it. So we're at 29 miles, and we're going to go from here to that Loves station, and we're going to have the car set up in eco mode. So we're going to go ahead and put her in eco mode. We're also going to have the AC down to fan speed 1 at 68. And yeah, that's exactly how we're going to set up the car. This car does not come with adaptive cruise control. More about that later. But we're going to use our cruise control 70 miles per hour. So let's hit the road on our way to Cheyenne, Wyoming. All right, so we're heading out from Wellington, Colorado, and we're going to be going to Cheyenne, Wyoming on our MPG loop with the Kia Sportage 2023 EX all-wheel drive. And this is a hybrid, so it is not your traditional plug-in hybrid or anything like that. It doesn't have really a way to keep it in full electric mode. Your only ways of doing that are going, let me just get our other phone out so we can get a good shot of that, is right here. So we can kind of feather our throttle a bit and get it to stay. But I mean, that engine kicks on very easily. I've had a couple of hybrids in my lifetime, and it was actually my first kind of a, I wouldn't say electric car, but it was kind of like an introduction to it. So we're going to lightly, gingerly on the throttle head up here, and you can just kind of see where we're distributing our power. Tires are set to manufacturer, and let's hit the road. I like this car. It is very comfortable. You know, I think Kia Sportages have a when I first got this car, I was thinking, oh boy, a Sportage, You know, it's a airport shuttle car, or rental car basically. And this one has been redesigned in such a way that I find it a very nice place it's very comfortable. These seats are more comfortable than my Ioniq 5 seats. They're softer to the touch. I love this headrest right here. I feel like it's very soft and very just kind of welcoming. This car has lane centering, very good lane centering, very confident lane centering. I have it in my Ioniq 5. It's a very good system. They did not include adaptive cruise with this car. They include lane centering, not adaptive cruise. Car handles great, drives great. I'm curious to see what the MPG is going to be. Normally hybrids get worse highway mileage than they do city, but this one's rated 38. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we are able to accomplish any electric driving on this trip. If the motor cuts out, the EV motor takes over. I know Ford does a pretty good job with that in the old Fusions. It would actually tell you at the end of the drive how many electric miles you drove in your hybrid to kind of make you feel good about yourself. So this car comes equipped with a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is unique for a hybrid because normally hybrids come with a CVT, and CVTs, not very thrilling to drive. So I do appreciate that Kia is putting in a 6-speed, just so you have the option of those gears. Does it make the RPMs run a bit high? I don't know. We're going 70 at 2,000 RPMs. So we'll see how that affects our mileage. But another thing I like is this is a I believe it's let's double check here just to make sure we're not spout dating. 1.6 liter turbo. You have a turbocharged 4-cylinder. So when you need that passing power, it's there. Unlike a traditional hybrid where it's a bit slower and you got to wind up the CVT. Here it downshifts pretty quickly and you hit that gas and you go. So I do like having that 6-speed automatic. I think I can't stand CVTs, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think hopefully our miles per gallon improve. You know, once again, the reason why we do these loop style tests is because any wind advantage I might have had on the way down is going to be offset on the way back because we're going at the same time, same exact route. So we should have that offset, and that's why we do these loop style tests at 70 miles per hour. All right, well, welcome to Cheyenne, Wyoming. A little bit shy of Cheyenne, actually. We have gone about 28 miles or so. The car says like 27.8, but it's 28. Anyway, we're gonna hit our turnaround, head back the opposite direction to Wellington, back to the Shell station. And then we'll do a kind of a walk around of the car. But first impressions, very good car, very soft, quiet. It did go to EV mode a little, once or twice. I would say for maybe a quarter of a mile on a very flat surface. But it's good to know that it can do that. But anyway, let's head back to Wellington in our Kia Sportage. All right, so we're back in Wellington, Colorado after our 58-mile MPG loop. We're at 57.7 right now. So by the time we get back to the Shell, should be about 58. Good drive, nothing major happened. Went on EV mode a bit more on the way back. My guess is we were kind of going down in elevation a bit. So did get a little bit of EV driving in there on the hybrid. Nothing to write home about. No kind of distance or anything like that. Let's head out. Do our 2-click method. So what we do is we top it off once, let it sit once it does the click off. And then we hit it again, wait till it clicks again, and then that's our total gas for the car. And then we calculate out and see if we can confirm the computer with the pump. Sometimes computers are more optimistic, sometimes they're not. But anyway, let's go ahead and top it off. Not going to spend too much time here at the pump. This car also does not have a pressurized tank, which you've been seeing on a lot of the newer hybrids and plug-in hybrids. But on this car, it's still just the old gas cap. All right, so let's hit it and see what kind of MPG we're gonna get. See how much gas we're actually gonna put in this too. Being that it is a hybrid, all-wheel drive should see, I don't know, a little under 2 gallons, I would say. Yep, there we are, 1.5. So let's wait 30 seconds and then we'll top it off and finish our video on this awesome car. Let's show you all the luggage room. Here we go. So yeah, as you can see, nothing's really compromised by it being a hybrid. You actually have a spare, kind of rare these days. The battery, I believe, is actually under the back seat in these cars. A little 12-volt outlet back here. Pretty sizable cargo room, very comparable to its class with the CRV and the RAV4. So it's been about 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and top it off. See what we get. 1.671. All right, so we'll hop back in the car, bust out our calculator, and see what that rates with compared to the EPA. All right, so let's do a little bit of math here. 58 miles divided by 1.67, I believe is what it was. And we hit 34.73 miles per gallon. Car says 33.3. So very shy of the EPA numbers, 34.73 miles per gallon. All right, well, you join me a couple hours later back at my house here in Fort Collins. The Shell station was a nightmare, just lots of people, couldn't really get a good opportunity to film an outro, but the Kia Sportage all-wheel drive hybrid, what are my final thoughts on it on the MPG? I was disappointed by the MPG, to be honest. 34.73 miles per gallon, whatever it was. It's just a little bit short of where I think this car should be for a hybrid. Being a small SUV already, you expect the gas model to get similar mileage, probably a little bit less, but it's just not where I think it should be. It's a fun car. It's very comfortable to drive. It really does have a lot to offer for the price point. Once again, if you're looking for an all-wheel drive, efficient vehicle here in Colorado, this might be a really good bet for you. Something that can get you up into the mountains, get decent mileage, and have plenty of room for all the kids, because there is a lot of room in this car. So I hope you all enjoyed this out of spec reviews MPG loop. I will see you next time.